Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode as we look forward to the two semi-finals of the 2023 ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. Starting with the game between India and New Zealand. Prashant, what a big game that's going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a cracking game, Samir, and looking forward to see how both these teams are going to be playing. India is in top form. They have won 9 games out of 9, and they are playing some fantastic cricket. Like I said before as well, they have the home advantage, and their players are stepping up. Uh, so it's going to be a cracking game, and it's going to be a big challenge for New Zealand. Uh, New Zealand have been very consistent. They've come to the knockout stages, but they are unable to get over the line. That has been a major concern for them. Uh, that's going to worry them a lot. But if they play the right brand of cricket, if they play aggressive cricket, fearless cricket, uh, there's a possibility of challenging India and getting over the line.
Definitely. So, as you mentioned, India have been the best team of this World Cup. No questions asked of the group stage. They've been the standout. What's made them the standout team? What's made them win 9 out of 9?
Samir, first of all, captaincy wise, you have to give credit to Rohit Sharma. The way he's managing his players and the batsmen uh, going out there and batting and enjoying themselves there without any pressure. They're just playing the right brand of cricket, which is uh, go out there, bat, score runs, and put up a big total. And when it comes to bowling also, the bowlers are stepping up and taking wickets consistently.
Definitely. I think, as you mentioned, they've got everybody performing, all the batters, all the bowlers. It's been a very consistent team effort. Now, if we look at New Zealand, they in ICC tournaments have been one of the most consistent sides. Since 2007, they've made it to every final. They've made it to the final of the last two tournaments, but they just can't seem to get over the line. Like, what's holding them back? What do they need to do this time?
Samir, they have to come out with a confident approach, and they should break this hoodoo which they've been going through it a lot. They are very similar to South Africa, where they choke when it comes to knockout games. So they should find a way and figure out what they're going to do right, and they got to be doing those small margin of errors correctly. So they've been losing by barest of margins. So they got to do everything perfectly, and they should, bring out their A game against India.
So, talking about this game in particular, where it's being played. Now, it's being played in Mumbai. And from the matches we've had so far, under lights, the ball swings around a lot at the Wankhede Stadium, especially because it's close to the sea. How important do you think the toss will be, considering that of the four games we've had, the team batting first has won three, and Australia almost lost the last game, but they were saved by a miracle innings from Glenn Maxwell. If you were one of the captains, would you look to bat first or would you look to bowl first?
Samir, I would look to bat first.
Okay. And any reason why? Would it just simply be because of the past matches we've had?
Samir will bat first, put runs on the board, put the opposition team under pressure. Simple as that.
A good philosophy for a knockout game. Now, as you know, it's a knockout game, it's a big game. Who are the players who need to stand up for both sides? Who are going to be the key players for the two teams?
For India, Samir, definitely Virat Kohli. Um, Everyone's performing, so I would say Virat Kohli has to stand up, and KL Rahul is also back in form. Iyer is back in form, but Kohli is going to be the standout player.
What about their bowling? Who would be the strike bowler for India?
Uh, Bumrah and Mohammad Shami, they are going to perform, and definitely they would be trying to go out there, take early wickets, and put New Zealand under pressure?
I think New Zealand's best chance is going to be you need to get the top three out. Under lights, they might have a bit of swing. Trent Bolt, Team Saudi might get a bit of swing.
Yep.
New Zealand's best chance for me is bat first, get three early wickets, and put India under pressure. Yes, everybody else is in form, but all of those innings have had one of the top three contributing as well. Get the top three out,
Exactly.
you might see something different. So New Zealand's point of
Exactly,
view,
Samir.
who are the key batters that need to stand up? Who do you say is going to be the one taking them over the line?
Samir, Rachin Ravindra definitely is a batsman to look forward for, and he has been having a wonderful World Cup, and he would definitely be my standout player, Rachin Ravindra, and also Kane Williamson.
100%. I think there's going to be a lot of Kane Williamson there. You know, he's got fantastic temperament, one of the greatest players to have played the game for New Zealand. But
He's
I
very
also
calm.
feel Devon Conway is due a big innings. You know, he had a great first match and he's gone down. He's due a big innings, you know. It could be the day again for Devon Conway, I feel.
Devon Conway, Samir, has been scoring those runs, but unfortunately, he's not able to convert it into 50s or 100s. He played a good innings against England at the very start. Then after that, it has
Yeah.
been like a rough patch for him. He's getting those 30s, 40s, 50s, but not being able to convert it into hundreds.
Yeah, I mean, I get what your point is. So we'll find out who's going to stand up. We will see who's going to get over the line. So now moving on to our next semi-final, South Africa versus Australia. South Africa and knockout games have a pretty sad history. 1992, it was a DLS malfunction and they needed 22 runs in one ball. 1999, they got run out of the last ball. And 2015, Grant Elliott hitting a last ball six. These aren't losses. These are heartbreaks, Prashant, aren't they? Why does it keep happening to them?
Well, Samir, they have the tag called the chokers tag. You know, they play good cricket in the tournament, and when it comes to knockout games also, they play good cricket, but in the end, they don't know how to get over the line. They just lose their way. 1999 World Cup was a big heartbreak for every South African fan out there. They came so close, yet so far that run out is something South Africans will never forget. It's a heartbreaking run out.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like you said, so close, but so far described South African cricket. But on the other hand, the team they're going up against, Australia, five-time champions, by far the best team at the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. What makes them so good in knockout games? How do they keep winning?
They are a top side, Samir. Let me tell you, they know how to win knockout games, and they have the experience. They've been there before, so they know. You know, when it comes to a knockout game, they bring their A game out and play some great cricket when it comes to knockout games, and that's why they are known as five-time World Cup champions.
100%. Now, see, I feel the South African team this time is different. You know, you've got a bunch of new players. I think, except for Quinton de Kock, nobody was part of the 2015 mishap, let's call it. And they don't have that baggage. But what do they need to do to change the tag of the chokers?
Well, Samir, they have to do the basics right. That is number one. And they have to hold their nerve and see how to get over the line. If it's a tight finish, they got to just hold their nerve and finish the game off. And you never know, it could be their day.
So, talking about the big day itself, it's being played in Kolkata. Now, the Kolkata track, it's known for its dew, where you might have a big advantage chasing. But at the same time, we know that South Africa's strength is batting first. What would you look to do if you were the two captains? If you're Babuma, what are you doing? If you're Pat Cummins, what are you doing?
Samir, like you said, South Africa's strength is batting first. So they would look to put runs on the board and try to score much as they can, because South Africa have not been so good in chases when it comes to knockout games. If you go and see their history, 1992 they were unable to chase it down. 1990 almost, but unfortunately couldn't get over the line. If it's for Australia, I would say they would be okay with anything. I mean, they know how to win knockout games. So for them, I feel that the toss won't matter for them, whether it's to chase or whether it's to bat first. For them, toss wouldn't be a matter of fact.
I think what you're saying makes sense. I think, especially on the South African side, that's what's different about this team. They're backing their strength. We are better at batting first. We're going to go out, express ourselves, and leave the rest to our bowlers. Now, who needs to stand up for South Africa? Who's going to be the one who's going to carry that team forward into the final of the World Cup for the first time?
Well, it would be Quinton de Kock, and also I would say Rassie van der Dussen. He's playing some good cricket, and I would love to see Hemba Bauma stepping up. He has been having a very bad World Cup, but his captaincy is very good. But he should, step up and he should take the responsibility and score some runs. It would be lovely, if we could get some runs just before the final and take South Africa home. But I would say my standout player is Quentin de Kock and Rassie van der Dussen. And Milo also could be dangerous, David Miller.
100%. I think Quinton de Kock is the senior player in the side, and I think he wants revenge for 2015. 2015, they didn't make it. This time, it's his chance to get revenge. What about the bowling? See, for me, on the bowling front, someone who needs to stand up for South Africa is KG Rabada. Rabada is their best bowler. He's the leader of the attack. He's had a bad World Cup by his standards. How important is it that he stands up?
Well, yeah, Samir, it's a knockout game, and definitely he should put his hand up and take the ball and take early wickets, and that would put Australia under pressure. If Rabada bowls a fiery spell, then Australia will be in the back foot. So it's going to be a bit tough for Australia once if you dent them down for like 5 for 50, but you never know. Glenn Maxwell is there, so he could take the game away from you. So it is very unpredictable. You never know until the last ball. But I would say KG Rabada has to step up and should take early wickets. And
100.
that's one way of trying to put Australia on the back foot.
100%. What about Australia? Talking about Australia, who are their key players in your opinion? If you could call out maybe 3-4 players of Australia who need to step up and get them over the line.
I would love to see Steve Smith stepping up and getting them over the line. But then Steve Smith has not been having such a great World Cup. It's been a quiet World Cup for him. But Mitchell Marsh and Glenn Maxwell, these two guys would definitely be their key batsmen to take Australia over the line.
Agreed. And I think in terms of the bowling, I'd love to see Mitchell Starc stand up. His numbers at Cricket World Cups are outstanding. I think he's got over 60 wickets at the World Cup in total. He's played half the number of matches of Glenn McGrath, Muttiah Muralitharan. He's had a very, very quiet World Cup. This could be his time. Step up with the new ball. You get South Africa 3 down. That's the game there, isn't it?
Yes, Samir, definitely. If he steps up and takes early wickets and puts South Africa under pressure, and that's the game for Australia. And he is a bowler that who can win you games. So you never know. It could be his day on that day.
Agreed. I mean, it's all about who stands up ultimately. I think even both of these games, what it's going to come down to is which team's key players are going to stand up. Now, before we close off the video, predictions, which two teams are going to be in the final?
Well, Samir, that's a tough question. But let me tell you, India has been playing fantastic cricket. Uh, like they have won 9 out of 9, and they're going with some good confidence. And I would say India would get over the line, but New Zealand will fight till the very end, and they would also try their very best to get over the line. So you never know. Cricket is a funny game. Anything can happen, you know. So let's leave it to the last ball. But I would say India has a slight advantage to get over the line since there is home advantage and all their players are stepping up. So I would say India. But let's not write off New Zealand very quickly. They would fight till the very end. So it's going to be a cracking game.
And what about the other game? Who's getting on the line in that one?
Well, Samir, good question. I would say Australia, but I would love to see South Africa getting over the line because they've been through so much of heartbreaks, just like New Zealand, been through heartbreaks. So I would love to see another South Africa New Zealand final, just like in the Rugby World Cup final. But we'll see.
Well, I think you've gone with the clear favorites there. I agree with you. India, Australia are the favorites. I'm gonna say New
Favorites,
Zealand,
yes.
South Africa final. I'm going for the underdogs. We're gonna see something special this time.
Yeah.
New World Cup winner.
Yeah, it would be great, if we could see New Zealand and South Africa a new World Cup winner. Uh, but you never know. Let's see what happens, and it would be just like the Rugby World Cup.
Exactly.
New Zealand, South Africa Rugby World Cup, and Cricket World Cup, New Zealand, South Africa.
Well, that would be an incredible story. Hopefully, we're gonna have two
Indeed.
amazing semifinals. Thank you everyone for joining in. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.